What is going on, my no bullshit crew? That's what we're gonna call ourselves, the no bullshit crew. How y'all guys doing? This is another edition of You Can't Make This BS Up. This is your host, Joel Davis. I want to tell everyone thank you once again for the support, like always. I hope everybody's enjoying the episodes that I've been bringing to you guys so far. This is definitely coming from the heart. I love giving you guys all of this stuff so you can actually enjoy it. Like I said before, I'm on the grind to try to make this podcast as notorious as possible. I know I got a long way to go. I know that I still got the grind, but hey, the more people I can get involved and liking this podcast, the more we can grow. And that's all that matters. Trying to grow. So I thought I wasn't gonna be able to record tonight on time for this Wednesday drop. I've had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of personal stuff going on in the house and stuff of that nature. But I'm here now and I'm glad I am because that's the last thing I want to do is to let you guys down. So let's see what we're gonna be talking about tonight. I got things in my I'm gonna disconnect. It does that when I'm doing this. But anyway, couple of rules that we're gonna be going over tonight. First things first, please guys, if you like my content on any of my platforms, whether it's on the podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, any other the platforms you use to listen to the actual podcast itself, please do me a favor and drop a comment. It helps out with the algorithm of me being discovered. And also, please try to give me a 5-star rating. If you feel like my episode is not a 5-star rating, I'd rather for you to just drop me a comment, tell me what I need to improve on before rating. It just, again, it helps me out. Also, I have the Patreon. I'm going to put the link up this time. I know I've been saying I would. If you want to join, where I will have videos and recordings of other cases that I will not put out here, just be for just the paid subscription. Also, it'll be on the same thing with the Apple subscription or the Spotify. Now, I'm gonna keep in mind that some of those cases that I'm putting on the that you see on, let's say you join the Patreon, possibly or probably will not be on the other platform. So it's just based upon how you are comfortable supporting. If you want to get all of the uncensored content, you need to join all three. But that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put all of them in different wherever I feel like. So you may get one and you be like, wait a minute, I had joined the Patreon, but man, I'm getting all this good footage. You'll probably get more footage on the Patreon with stories, uh, posts, things of that nature that's going on. Now, I also got a they call that, not subreddit, but give me 1 second. I want to say Substack. I got a Substack. Sorry, I don't know why I say Substack as well. You, as soon as we get enough subscribers on that, I will also have a paid subscription on that too. And all is going back to my research and everything for these cold cases, missing cases, scams, everything else. All right. So, with that being stated, we're gonna go ahead on and start with today's story. Imagine your whole life you've been working hard, you've been living the fast lane, and all of a sudden you find the woman of your dream that fits every category that matches your personality and your actual representation of success. But what happens when that dream woman that you are thinking of or feel like is everything that you have ever wanted and dreamed of. You went out your way and made her life the best type of lifestyle she could ever want as a woman, as a wife, but she winds up being your worst nightmare, a nightmare that possibly causes the end of your life. This is what happened to Jay Orban, who was married to Marjorie and Orban. So here is the players that we have in this story here that we are going to discuss this lovely episode. First player is going to be the victim, Jay Orban. Second player is going to be the suspect slash perpetrator, Marjorie Kingston Orban. But with that being stated, let's be a man goes missing. A headless body turns up in the Arizona desert, and a beautiful former showgirl is hiding a terrifying secret behind her smile. This is going to be the story of love and lust, betrayal and murder. This is the murder of Jay Orban. So we're going to go to the beginning. And we're going to begin in Boulder City, Nevada on October the 1961. A girl named Marjorie Ann Kingston was born. Her childhood is shrouded in mystery. But one fact stands out. By the time she was 18, she learned she couldn't have children. And that revelation shaped her life because Marjorie wanted to have children more than anything. That was her goal. That what she wanted to be known for. The mother with the picket white fence and everything that goes with it. But Marjorie also had another problem. Marjorie craved attention, glamour in the spotlight. And she found it as a Las Vegas showgirl, dancing, choreographing, and performing under the bright lights. Her life was colorful and chaotic. But by her mid 30s, Marjorie had been married like 6 or 7 times. Her relationship was fleeting. Love was like a performance. Power was the prize. Now, one of her most high profile romances was with Michael J. Peter. He was a millionaire nightclub mogul. Now, she was his star performer. They, you know, started spending a lot of time together. One thing led to another, and they were engaged. That's until Mike cheated on her. Then after that, Marjorie would later on in life have another affair with a man named Larry Weisberg that she met at the gym. He was passionate, private, and later he's going to be pivotal to this case. But let's continue to go back to Las Vegas. Okay. Now we're going to do a rewind. This is 1959. That's when the world got ready for Jay Orban. Unlike Marjorie, Jay's early life wasn't tabloid material. There wasn't no scandals. There was no red carpet. He was remembered as a hardworking and charismatic traveling salesman who turned trinkets into a business empire. See, Jay dealt in the Native American jewelry and rare collectibles, and those things were like back in the day, and especially in the 80s and the 90s, they were hot commodities. You know what I'm saying? People wanted that. Often he would be crisscrossing the country in his RV and make high-end sales. Now, one night, you know, Jay was in Las Vegas. Jay was, man, I was working all week. He was hanging out with his fellas, with a couple of guys that do like he does. He's like, man, I need to blow some steam. Let me go to one of these damn showgirl clubs, see what the action is. So Jay up there having his drink, probably eating little wings and shit, having a good time. And all of a sudden, they probably announce, and coming to the stage, Miss lovely Marjorie and Kingston. You know, he probably heard the announcements, probably like, oh, she probably in another world. Beautiful showgirl, it's cool. And when he seen this blonde haired, blue eyed beauty, they said my man's lost. He was intrigued. He was like, damn, I got to have that in my life. And she was magnetic. Now, here's the thing. When Jace first started dealing with Marjorie back then, you know, they met, they got acquainted. Him and Marjorie, you know, had a night of passion. He was there for a little bit. They messed around. Now, she had stated in several books that when they messed around, like, he didn't perform like the men she was used to performing when she got intimate. You know what I'm saying? His sex game wasn't as good as they were, but she liked the fact that he was always gentle and nice to her, and it made her feel beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So even though his, you know, stroke wasn't the stroke she was looking for, his money and beauty and generosity would always overcome. But at the time, Marjorie just wasn't ready to be in a relationship with him like that. You know what I'm saying? She wanted that showgirl life. And then she had other big players that had way more longer pocket paper than Jay had that she could deal with. So while things is going off key with Marjorie and her life with the guy that we talked about, Mike, right? One night, you know, my man's is just like coming back in, and he was like, you know, came back into town and was like, hey, listen, I'm trying to find this woman again. I know she in Las Vegas, and he see her once again as a headliner. He see it right there on the billboard. So he was like, oh, shit, okay, she here. All right, I'm gonna reach out again, and that's exactly what he did. He reached out and he did his thing and told her, you know, how much he cared about her and things of that nature. And here we are. Now, here's the thing about when Jay got with Marjorie. While they were getting together and stuff like that, there was many sources said that before they got married, that while they was married, that she made him understand and very clear that he better have the paper, the means, and the technology to research for her to get pregnant and have a baby. That's all what she ever wanted. If he could not provide that for her, she was out. She made it very clear. Listen, I'm settling down with you because you say you want me, you love me, and all that stuff, but I need that baby. You need to make that baby happen some way, somehow. You, it's a done deal. So it happened after they married. They had a son named Noah, and you know, Jay's a proud father. They settled into a beautiful home in Phoenix. Jay adored his family, but Marjorie, you know, she started to get bored. Marjorie, like, you know, I'm cool with having a son and, you know, being married. Damn, I'm bored. Like, I know there's got to be more to this than that. I need some action. But we'll talk about that in a few. So in September of 2004, all right, and this is during Jay's birthday, Jay traveled to Florida for a business trip. Now, he was going to return around September the 8th, was his routine, because he was home for his birthday. And then there was nothing. So days passed, then weeks. Everybody asked Marjorie, like, yo, you heard you know, like, hey, have you heard from Jay? Her response was,
Listen, I haven't seen him in days. Okay? I don't know where he at. I really don't care at this point, but I promise you he'll probably show up.
all right, I'm back. Sorry, I was playing with that. Anyway, so everybody was like, something ain't right. Okay, because we know Jay. Jay is not going to just leave and not get in touch with somebody. And everybody know he was crazy about his son. His 9-year-old son was his world. Like, he loved that little boy. And they know that when it's his birthday, Jay like to be with family and friends. You know, he like to show off Marjorie. So anyway, finally Jay's RV was found abandoned. And his phone was not answering no calls. It's going straight to voicemail. To the point the voicemail was full. So family's now alarmed, especially his mama, because his mama was like, and she's like one of the major P pieces in this, and P pieces on P on the key puzzle. Sorry, key pieces or puzzle in this investigation. She's telling the cops like, listen, I'm telling you here, and I'm telling you right now, my son always home for his birthday. He don't travel like that, and he would have called me by now. That's not how it works. So eventually, they reported him missing, and in the Arizona desert, someone made a gruesome discovery. October the 23rd, 2004, in a remote area on the outskirts of Phoenix, a large Rubbermaid container was found. Inside, wrapped in plastic and severely decomposed, were the torso and limbs of a man. But there's no head, there's no hands, there's no feet, but there is uh, available dental records that they could use to identify the remains as Jay Orban. Now, investigators were horrified, but this was not a simple homicide. It was cold, it was calculated, and it was gruesome. Behind the curtain on this Marjorie Orban's story is beginning to unravel. And here's some of the excerpts from them trying to get in touch with her the first time about Jay Orban. I'm gonna play this. This is roughly about 5 minutes of uh of the conversation. I'm gonna let you guys hear it, and then for there, we're going to let y'all be the judge of what y'all think is really going on here. Again, this is fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm gonna let y'all hear from it and go from there.
Hey, Marjorie, the Detective Boy Search about 10 to 6 Tuesday evening. I was just calling to see if maybe you were available. Needing to speak with you regarding Jay and the disappearance.
Hello, this is Marjorie Orban. I saw that you had just called.
Yeah, thanks for calling back, Marjorie. Hey, I was wondering, do you have some time where we can sit down and talk about the investigation and where to go with it?
All right, so you saw that and you heard that. So this is really spazzing out because she is in a panic. Now, what you just seen is the poster child of what not to do if you are under investigation for possibly hurting your spouse. For one, you don't go and argue with the investigators. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you show up at the times that they're asking you to show up in interrogation room. And three, you do not answer the phone with your lover right there in the room while you are under investigation. And fourth, you are supposed to divulge everything that pertains to your relationship with that individual that is missing. That's common sense. So as you can hear from that, Marjorie was unhinged. She was already showing that she was nervous, she was freaking out, and she was being under that pressure. Now, let's talk about why they were divorced. I didn't get to that part. But Marjorie and Jay got divorced because Jay had some things going on with his business, some kind of legal matter or something of that nature. And he didn't want her to get roped into it. So he came up with the idea that they get a divorce so she wouldn't be legally roped into it, but they would live as husband and wife. And he also decided to go with that play for the rest of their days being together. But see, what Jay didn't know is Marjorie had already was 3 steps ahead, that she felt like, well, we're not together and on paper. Shit, I could do what I want. Now, after this is going on, when you hear this interrogation, this phone interview that she had with the detective after they tried to get in touch with her for three days in a row, this is what the police had starting to discover about Marjorie in the time after finding Jay's body. She was drawing large sums of money. She brought a luxury SUV. And then they also found out while doing on the call that she started getting her back blown out by Larry Weisberg. Can I get that? Can I get that that clapping sound? Yeah, he was clapping it all up. Like literally, the day he went missing, he moved in. But we'll get further into that. Now, the gym lover that she'd been seeing before and after the murder. Now, she did tell the investigators a string of contradictory stories. And I'm about to play you a clip of her interrogation where she lined her ass up. Let me give you a summary of these lies. I'm telling you, man, y'all need to. I'm not a lawyer by any means.
We get a call out there that there's a credit card in your husband's name.
Oh, sorry. Before I started, I'm not a lawyer at any means, but this should be common sense, guys. If you know you're in a jam, you need to. If you know you're in a jam, you need to do the following. You need to not say a word. You need to tell them, I'm not saying anything without my attorney. You better do it, because I'm telling you, once you start spilling, trying to think you can outsmart these guys, these investigators, they're going to have you hang to dry. Now, I don't know what your attorney going to tell you. Some cases, your attorney might tell you going to have to tell incriminating evidence. I don't know, but I do know this. I'd rather use my attorney to help me than to me doing it myself. Let's continue with this interrogation.
We get a call out there that there's a credit card in your husband's name. Your husband is missing. Tell me what the story is. Because apparently you've been using a credit card for no problem, right?
I always have. My husband is missing, and he is not here generating income. We both he ran the business, and I helped him.
So for 7 years, you have this account.
It has his name on it.
His name on it. And
It
your
says
name.
J. It says J. M. Orban.
Okay.
And the debit card. And I just used the debit card. And
For 7 years.
And
Okay.
am I getting myself in big trouble saying that
I don't see it. If you got it in 2 people's names, I have my daughter's name on it. No, it says J. M. So that means.
No, J. Michael Orban.
Oh,
It
okay.
was his account.
I thought it was like J/M.
No, it was his account that he had me using.
And he knew about it, of course. And he was putting the money in.
Yeah.
Okay. You've used this in the past, this credit card, because I saw the Circuit City said you bought stuff with no problem.
I don't know why they are saying they've closed Jay's accounts.
Mhm.
Everything's in Jay's name, because nothing can be in my name, because if anything's in my name, the IRS problem.
It's going to attach.
So I put myself at risk, of not being able to accumulate, community property, accumulated status or rights or whatever. And I didn't care, because I knew Jay would never, do anything against me or anything. But I guess it showed up that he's deceased. I know Detective Barnes has been working on this missing persons thing, and I'm really upset with him because he brought us in to tell us that things that they found. My husband. I'm sorry, he's my husband in my mind. And they told his parents that they're pretty sure it's him. His parents are in their 70s and just completely distraught and completely, they're older physically than their age. They're not well, and again, it's through hell and they're distraught. And he told them that he's 100% sure that it's me before the DNA, before the test. And I think that's just very responsible because his mother's just going to die.
What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Don't know. At first, I thought he'd just come walking through the door any minute. I don't know. I know I have to tell my son that when he says, did Daddy forget us? Or whatever, Dad, his father forgot about us. I'm not supposed to be talking about this matter. I haven't told him when he was lying. I'm sure that something terrible has happened. I don't know what. Daddy might be had an accident or some bad occurred when it robbed him, or something bad must have happened. Because he would not call you whatever I have to face for the mistake of using that card. I will face it.
Well, you know what, the card,
If I could
the
just
card
come home
is,
with my son.
the part about Jay too. I mean, do you know anywhere we could start? Do you have any idea where we could start finding him and look for him?
I don't know.
What,
I want him back here
what makes you so
more than anyone in this world. I'm just afraid of something I say being misconstrued or taken out of context or read in a way that it might not be fact. I mean, I have been told, well, you bought this, so you bought this, so that meant that you thought that Jay wasn't coming back. Like, no, that's not what it meant. I bought it. That's what it meant. I bought it. That's all.
When was the last time you saw Jay?
See, this is the thing that I really am terrified of sitting here and answering questions. I want to answer any question that you want answered. I won't know the truth. As best as I will, I will tell you anything you want to know. But I have a little boy out there that they lost his father. And I'm terrified of him living this job. And I don't want to say anything that may be taken out of context. Maybe we resume this conversation during the day when my son is at school with the attorney present, just to help me, just not to stop it, I don't talk to you, but just to help make sure that I don't make an error. And I don't mean cover my behind and hide a lie. I don't mean protect anyone else. I don't mean that at all. I just mean I have to, given what I have at stake, well, my life, if I'm blamed for this, I have a little boy out there that needs me. He needs his father too.
All right, y'all. So first things first, I want to tell y'all, she made another mistake. You never, ever tell investigators that you want to talk with your lawyer because you don't want to make a mistake. That sounds to them like, what? You're involved. You are trying to cover your ass. All she had to say, lawyer. Ma'am, come on, we're really trying to find you. Lawyer. Again, we see this all the time in these true crime cases. These people can save themselves a whole lot of time and a whole lot of effort and maybe beat some of these cases, not all the time, but some of the time, by just saying one thing and one thing only, lawyer. So after she telling them these string of contradictory stories, as you seen right here, meanwhile, a search of the home revealed damning evidence. Traces of Jay's blood was in the master bedroom and garage. Like when they put that agent, they call it the Lysol, not Lysol. Oh my God. Oh, I forgot what it's called, but it's the spray that they put and they cut the lights off and everything glows up for blood. Yeah. Luminol. Yeah. It's a wrap. Now the cleaning agents, and while they seen the cleaning agents in the saw that was used, that's possibly could be used to dismember Jay's body. Now, a surveillance footage showing Marjorie buying plastic containers at a local department store. I think it's either department store or Home Depot or something like that, or a do-it-yourself type of store. Investigators believe that this is what happened. They returned home, right, and confronted Marjorie about her affairs, and she acted. Some say she may have poisoned him, or struck him. Either way, what came next was the unthinkable. Now, here's before I go further into that story, what she did next. As the trial, if you look at the trial notes and look into the trial, people talked about that Marjorie, her close associates, even the guy that she was banging, that was letting her blow, that she was allowing to blow her cheeks out. He even said that Marjorie had an extensive workout. This woman worked out like 2 to 3 times a day, and she did it 5 to 6 days a week. So when she tried to play with everybody and say, "Oh, I couldn't pick up Jay because Jay was a bigger man," debunked that in the trial, because there was videos showing this woman picking up almost 3 times her weight with no problem. That's right. Marjorie was around about at that time 125 to 145 pounds, but this woman was picking up weight up in the 200s, almost 300 pounds with no problem, squatting and deadlifting. So you do the math on that. That's right. She was a little he woman. Marjorie was training. Yeah. So after she dismembered him, right, using the tools from her garage and stored his remains in their home, while her 9-year-old son was playing with his toys and stuff nearby in the house. Later, she drove into the desert and she dumped what was left of him like trash. Now, here's the kicker. While this is going on, Larry has moved himself out the house. Larry was like, "Yo, you told me you was not married." Larry thought that this woman was separated. Yes, she told him that they were separated. Like, Jay didn't even live there. Now, they think that Jay confronted her about the affairs, but I don't think that what really happened. I think what really happened is when she knew that Jay was coming home for his birthday, and I think she already had banged Larry or whatever, banged Larry earlier that day, waiting on Jay to come home. So while Larry's probably in the bedroom like any other dude that doesn't been worked over, napping, snoring and shit, she waited for Jay to come to that garage. And I think she saw Jay. She probably said, "Hey, Jay, how you doing, baby? Blah, blah, blah. I missed you." And I guarantee you, when Jay went to turn around with his back turned or trying to get something or whatever, she already had it planned. She probably used something to knock his ass out cold. As soon as she did that, that's when she did what she had to do to kill Jay. And I think that's what happened. That's how she unalived Jay. That's what she did. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Well, Joelle, if she did all that, how you sure she was able to pick up that body?" Again, look at the trial. This woman could lift 2 times her weight. Jay wasn't nothing but like 225, 250, something like that. She do a deadlift of almost. They say that woman did a deadlift almost into the 300, the low 300. So I'm quite sure with adrenaline and with precision, she went and she moved that man's body to where she could do the dismemberment and put him in that tub. And put that tub and lifted that joint up like it wasn't nothing and put it in that vehicle. That's what she did. I'm telling you, that's what this lady did. So in September 2005, nearly a year after the murder, Marjorie was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Her trial began in 2009. Now, at this time, I'm quite sure her child is a teenager, and the prosecution case was chilling. The motive? Marjorie's secret lifestyle and affairs. The method? They said the dismemberment, the lies, and the cleanup. The manipulation? Her calm demeanor. Even as Jay's body decomposed just feet from where her son slept. Her defense team insisted there were no eyewitnesses, there was no murder weapon, and no proof she committed the act. But that jury wasn't feeling that shit, because in October 2009, Marjorie Orban was convicted of first-degree murder, and she was sentenced to life in prison without parole. And now she remains incarcerated in Perryville State Prison in Arizona. Now, Jay's son Noah was just a child when his father disappeared. He's now a young man, and he was raised without a father who adored him and the mother who betrayed them both. Now, Jay Orban's family remember him as a gentle soul, a man of death. Wasn't just a loss, it was a violent erasure of a man who lived with generosity and trust. As for Marjorie, she's not as beautiful as she used to be in the video. Nah, that beauty gone when you in jail, baby. Yeah. I mean, she still got her breasts and stuff and implants in there that she paid all that money for and everything of that nature. But I don't know about how everything's going with her physical exercise because, again, you are in prison, a women's prison. And I don't think women prisoners feel too kindly about their other female counterparts trying to look good for the guards when they can't look good. With her lies exposed and her freedom gone, this is where we at. So that is the end of the story of Jay and Marjorie Orban. Now, I will give you my synopsis of what I feel about Marjorie in this matter. I feel like that Marjorie was just one of those really thought that life didn't apply to her. She wanted to be next level seen. She wanted to be the center of attention. And she knew that she was a gorgeous woman and she let her beauty go to her head. A lot of people do that. You know, a lot of people that look good, whether you're a woman or a man, sometimes we let our looks, our ability to be blessed with those looks go to our head. And I think that Marjorie thought that with her looks, that she could possibly get away with anything. And I think the reason why she got rid of Jay because she wanted to be able to be free. She wanted to be able to free to do what she want, bang who she want, and do it all day, every day. But she knew that she couldn't bang in peace with Jay because Jay was not going to give up on his family of her and his 9-year-old son that he had worked so hard to give her. So I think that she decided he'll be better off dead than alive. She already had his power of attorney. She knew she was going to get some good insurance. She was on it, man. She was all about Marjorie and about Larry. I'm quite sure Larry would have been her next victim. I mean, women like this, they don't stay with men long. They're always looking for the next smart. And Larry would have been the next one like a damn fool. He would have been the next one under her spell of being murdered. So, yeah, I have no sympathy whatsoever for Marjorie. Now, I've been looking to see if her son still contact her, but I don't see anything about Noah Orbin. I know he is probably grown now. I think he's probably grown. But yeah, I don't really see. Yeah, I think that he is possibly. Yeah, I think Noah. I think Noah is grown. Yeah, he's gone. I think he's grown. I think that he's grown and I think he lived living a successful, quiet life. I don't think that he's really close to his mother, and I don't blame him because what she did to him was real cold, man, real cold. So either way it goes, that is the end of the show. Do me a favor, guys. Please, if you like this episode, hit the like button. Also, too, please comment as well and check out my subscriptions. I'm about to add a couple of videos this week to the subscriptions. I am off this weekend. We're gonna work on the subscriptions a lot, try to dose them up pretty good. Me and my wife already talked about it. Also follow me on all my social media platforms. You can't make this BS up ever on Instagram, You can't make this BS up on Twitter, and also you can't make this BS up Facebook group, and you can't make this BS up Facebook page. With that being stated, I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. And like I said before, man, please, for the love of God, do not commit any crimes, because if you do, your ass gonna wind up right here on this podcast, and I'm gonna talk about it.